Oh, guys. So. Yo, bye back. Anyways, so this is the first video. Basically I'm gonna be telling you guys a story on how my ex cheated on me with my best friend and got an STD, and how I found out, what transpired after, and whatever. And also, while I do that, I'm gonna show you I forgot I can't be saying certain words on here. I'm gonna be showing you guys what I got from the mall today, and you guys can watch me kind of get unready. Okay, so first I'm gonna start by taking off my jacket. Okay, so basically I went shopping today, first of all, and I'm gonna show you guys what I got. So first I got some Lulu pants because my other one's ripped, and then I got this cute set, which I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like up top, whatever you guys could see it. And then I went to GE and I just got some more socks, because if you wear Nike socks, then you know that they get ripped really easily. And yeah, but anyway, so basically this was in 9th grade. Basically this was in 9th grade, and I was dating this guy, and we were together for a really long time. Anyways, my life is really crazy. I'm gonna make a whole video on my story and like what I've been through, how my life has been, like moving out, being here, moving around. Like I've gone through so much shit, and I'm gonna share that story with you guys eventually in like a next video, not this video, because this video is on how my ex got chlamydia from my best friend. But anyways, so I was in Toronto at the time. Like I said, you guys will hear my story on how I lived here and I moved there and then I moved here and da-da-da, but this is not for this video. Basically, my boyfriend, he was my boyfriend. I got into my pajamas. But anyways, so I was living in Toronto for a bit with my grandma, but I'm originally from Ajax. If you know me, then you already know that. Anyway, until the summer of grade 9, where I decided that I did not want to stay home and I wanted to move the fuck out. So I got sent to Toronto with my grandma. My grandma was not an easy person. We would always get into fights. One of my biggest issues with her was my phone, and she would try to take my phone, and we would literally get into fights about it, like physical fights, whatever. Anyways, so one day I was at school. I had no way of contacting my boyfriend at the time, so I thought maybe I'll use my best friend's phone and text him, because I didn't think no harm of that, you know what I'm saying? Also, by the way, you guys will not be getting unready with me. As you can see, I already got unready, but I will be eating some food that I ordered, and I'm gonna be telling you guys the rest of the story. Blah blah blah. Anyways, I did something that I thought was harmless, and I used my best friend's phone to text my man, and honestly, that was the worst decision I could have ever made. And that's when they exchanged numbers. And anyways, at first everything seemed harmless, everything seemed fine. Weeks went by, and then one day me and my boyfriend, we were having problems, we were arguing, and since their numbers were exchanged, he thought it would be a good smart idea to text her and tell her our problems. But that wasn't the worst. The worst was that he took his ass from Ajax and came all the way to Toronto and linked her and seen her and talked about me and her. Didn't know up until, I'm going a little too fast. I'm going way too fast. How I found that out, that he was going to her house, was my friend snapped me and asked me, "Lexi, is this not your man?" And I said, "Yep." And that was him right beside my best friend sitting on the bus in Toronto. Crazy, right? How do you drag your ass from Ajax all the way to Toronto to come see a bitch that's not your... Anyways. Basically, she showed me, and I was devastated. I was so mad. I was at my homeboy's house when I got this information. I was so mad. I was so mad. Eventually, I confronted her about that and asked to see her phone, and the part about it is that they both hid their phone from me, and deleted messages, so I could not see nothing. And later on, that led to a fight, and maybe you seen it, maybe you didn't, but the video trended on Twitter. The same girl who showed me, also guys, don't mind my hair. My hair is kind of dead right now, and it's not even done, so don't even watch that. My hair does not usually look like this, but it's whatever. But eventually it turned into a fight, and if you've seen that video, you've seen that video. It trended on Twitter, almost 1 million views, maybe like 600,000. I don't remember. I would have to look, but anyways, which later led to charges, which later got dropped. And you would think that was the end of it, but no. One day I was chilling at my homeboy's house, and I got a call from the doctor. And me and him, we were so close, so we had each other's numbers on our file for our doctors, and they called me, and it was a voice message. It was like a voicemail or whatever, so it wasn't the doctors directly calling, because I'm pretty sure they directly called him maybe. I'm not too sure. I don't remember, but I got the voicemail, and it was, "Hey, I would just like to inform you that you have contracted chlamydia." When I got that message, I instantly knew it was from her, because she is a She has over 70 bodies, but someone actually updated me maybe a couple months ago and told me that it's in the hundreds, and I 110% believe it because of the stories she has told me. And yeah, I got my food here, but anyways, like I was telling you guys, I got that phone call, and I was also devastated. Guess what I did? I stayed with him like a dumbass. I stayed with him. But anyways, guys, listen to some ASMR. I did forget the habanero sauce though, which I'm kind of cheese. I didn't realize until after I opened it. And I seen, oh! Like, haven't I? I'm really hungry, so I'm going to do a voiceover while I eat this, and you guys watch me eat this, because when I found out my boyfriend cheated on me, it completely broke me. I felt so embarrassed, hurt, angry, everything at once, literally. But what made it even worse was finding out that he had contracted something because of him cheating. That was the moment everything felt unreal. I didn't just feel betrayed emotionally, I felt put at risk for getting something. Like, that's just crazy. After everything came out, he did go to the doctors, he got checked, he took what was prescribed for him, and after that, I made him go get tested again to make sure he was clean. We did not do anything during this whole time, and even before that, because we were going through problems. So I was totally fine. I got tested, and my results came back proper. I did consider staying after the fact that he cheated on me, and although it wasn't easy and I didn't trust him the same, I was overthinking. I was so hurt. I was questioning myself if I was good enough, and every day for months I replayed it in my head. But I loved him, and we were together for so long, and we've been through so much together. I honestly couldn't just leave, and I wasn't perfect either. And I can't lie, out of hurtness, I wanted to get back, and I did, and I cheated too. At that time, I told myself that it was fair, but honestly, really and truly, it only made it worse, especially between us, because I did tell him. We tried to keep going like nothing happened, but the trust was already broken on both sides. Months went by, and even though we were still together, it never felt the same. The relationship just became way more toxic, and honestly, no wounds were healed, if I'm being totally honest. Eventually, like I said, after a couple months, we did break up, and looking back, I do not regret learning from it, but what I do regret is staying longer than I should have, because at that time, I was young and I didn't know my worth. And if I'm being totally honest, the situation taught me that cheating doesn't just break trust, it really changes people, relationships, and how you see yourself. And if you can't understand that, then you need to grow the fuck up. Sometimes love isn't enough to fix what's been damaged. And honestly, to anyone who is watching this and you're in a similar situation, just know You're not weak for staying, and you're not wrong for leaving, and do what's best for your peace and your sanity.